Hello, students. Welcome back. This is CAD 140 and Mr. Morris here. Um, Today, we're going to kind of go back and review our AutoCAD skills a little bit. It's been a while since we did like a complete drawing using AutoCAD. We've used Inventor for quite a few drawings, and Inventor is nice, right? Once you make the model, you can quickly make the drawing views you want, and it's also very easy to dimension. But sometimes you might go work for a company that only has AutoCAD. So you have to somewhat be proficient with AutoCAD as well. So each one of you, I've given you two sheets, and for my online folks, you will see both drawings posted in Canvas. One of them is a drawing that Mr. Morris did back in 2020. And you'll see it was called Thomas Nelson Community. We're no longer called Thomas Nelson Community College, but it's a fly cutter. And we did this utilizing Inventor, which is a nice tool. It's a beautiful tool. But again, we have to be proficient in both AutoCAD and Inventor. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to recreate what we see here, the Inventor drawing, but we're going to do it with AutoCAD. So one more time, we're going to recreate the drawing, but we're going to use AutoCAD instead of Inventor. All right. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you. So hopefully you have both drawings in front of you and you have this screen up, which means you have an, oh, this is Inventor. Forgive me. Hang on. Hang on. I need to open up AutoCAD. Sorry about that. Please make sure you open up AutoCAD, folks. I'm so used to using Inventor. All right, so AutoCAD is opening. Now I would like to share my screen again. Try this twice is nice, right? Do it once, do it twice. You do it twice is nice. All right, so you should now see AutoCAD here. All right. And I have a lot of stuff here, but go ahead and select new. And I'm going to close out this Drawn Recovery Manager. So your screen should look like this. All right, your screen should look like this, and you should have both drawings in front of you. All right, so now I want to start with the front view first, which is going to be on your drawing is actually the middle view. That's your front view. And then we have the left side view, and then we have the right side view, okay? The left side view and the right side view look very similar to each other, but they're really mirror images, and you have to be careful with the line type because the line type changes from one view to the next. All right, so somewhere in the middle of your screen, we're going to go to line. And wherever you want to start, really, I'm going to start roughly about right here. I'm going to click. Now, notice it's like a rubber band effect here after I click. I want to hit the F8 button on the computer, on the keyboard rather, hit the F8. And what does F8 do when you hit it? It makes it perfectly orthogonal. So you have perfectly vertical lines and perfectly horizontal lines when you hit the F8. If you turn F8 off, it goes back where you can add angles in there. So hit F8, so you're at 90 degrees. And the first dimension we're going to type in here is 0.75. Enter. All right, now you can zoom in a little bit by just rotating the scroll wheel. You can also still pan by holding the scroll wheel down. We're going to go to the right, and we are going to go 1.50. 1.50 inches. Enter. And we're going to go. Now we have to do a little bit of math. The maximum diameter we have is 2 inches. And the smallest diameter we have is 0.75. All right. So if you take 2 and you subtract 0.75, you're going to have 1.25. Now you have to take 1.25 and divide it by 2, and you're going to get 0.625 here. So points, because it's symmetrical. It is symmetrical along the x-axis for the most part. Not all of it, but some of it. Hit type in 0.625 and select enter. And then our overall length from the front view you see is 3 inches. So let's make this 1.5. Enter. Now we're not going to draw the angled line yet. We're going to come straight down. And the overall diameter is 2. So type in 2, enter. We're going to make a left turn here, folks. Going to come this way. Type in 1.5, enter. Remember, I told you it was symmetrical. Come back up, 0.625, enter. And then come over here to the end point. You should snap to it. Click. Right click, enter. Make sure you do a right click enter. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, or zoom in rather. And you should have something that looks very similar to this. So I'm going to give you a second or two to catch up with me. Any questions about dimensions here? All right. So you're doing well. Now, I want to create that angled surface here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I think I've introduced this to you before, but there is a command in AutoCAD, it's called snap angle. Type in SNAPANG. So snap angle, ANG, enter, and it says enter a new value for your snap angle. Type in 75 and then enter. And you'll notice that your cursor has now rotated at a 75-degree angle. So what I want you to do is go to line, click line on your menu bar, come down and hover until you snap to this intersection, right? Click and just drag a line, come off of the part, and maybe click, do a right click, enter. All right. Notice I didn't care how far I came off the part. I just drew an angled line. Now, I don't need the snap angle set at 75 degrees anymore. Okay. So type in snap angle again. You got to spell it right though. Okay. Enter and type in 0, enter. It's a nice tool. Now, we know how to use trim. There's a pair of scissors up here on the menu bar. If you're more comfortable with that, you can click on trim and come down here and let's trim what we no longer need. And then hit enter. All right. Is there any questions? You're doing good. I'm very proud of you. All right, now, you see there's a place, there's 4 tapped holes. By the way, this is called a fly cutter. This is actually a tool that you would use on the milling machine. We're going to get into using the milling machine quite a bit the second half of the semester, as well as the lathe. We're focused a lot on bench work right now, layout, bench work, and job planning. What we can do now, we know some information. Just go ahead and take the AutoCAD drawing. We're going to use the AutoCAD drawing to guide us. So we're trying to recreate this. Now, at some point, I'm going to give you a test, and I'm going to give you a drawing like this, but then I'm going to say, I'm going to have you make a modification to it. All right, so we're going to offset, type in offset, and type in a distance of 0.38. Enter. Now come over here and select this line, click. Now notice, however you move your cursor here, you gotta be careful. We want to move our cursor inward, not outward. Inward, click, enter. Okay, now that's what it should look like right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out our trim tool again, trim, and we're going to come over here and we're going to click on this part right here. Enter. Now there's another tool that we don't use too much, but it's called extend. If you type in the word extend, E-X-T-E-N-D, and enter, and then click on this line here, and then enter, it extended that line to this line. Okay, so that's good. That's what we wanted so far. All right. Now what I want to do is take this angled line here, and I want to offset it 0.19. So type in offset, enter, type in 0.19, enter, click on this line. And remember, you got to be careful. You want to go inward with your cursor. So click, right click, enter. So y'all know when I say click, that means the left mouse button. When I say right click, obviously that means the right mouse button. This is going to serve as a construction line right now only. Okay, only serves as a construction line. I want you to go to trim again, and let's just kind of, it's a construction line, which we're not probably not going to keep anyway, but extend this. I typed in extend and extended that line. All right. Now, what I'm going to do here now is I want to, I'm going to draw another construction line, and I'm going to hover right here. See a little triangle appears? That's the midpoint. Click, and we're going to drag this construction line over here like this. It doesn't matter the length as long as you come off the part. Click, enter. Okay. Now, the reason why I want to use this line here is I'm going to use it to do my offsets for my holes, okay? So the first dimension, I need someone to do, help me out here a little bit. I need for someone to take 1.45 and divide it by 2. What is 1.45 divided by 2? It's what? Talk loud. 0.725. So we're going to type in offset. It's exactly 0.725. 0.725 and enter. And I'm going to click here and go up. Click. I'm going to click here again and go down. Click. Enter. All right. I need one of you calculator gurus here to help me again. Well, actually, we don't need a calculator. What we can do is we can take this line right here, this line, and we can take this line and we can offset them inward. So type in the word offset, enter, and we're going to type in a distance of 0.48, enter, and look, we're going to click on this line and come inward. And we're going to click on this line and go inward. Click, enter. All right, Mr. Morris, why'd you do all this? Well, I have an intersection right here. I want to put a hole, a threaded hole, one here, and one here. Now, Mr. Morris, the thread size is a 1032. Mr. Morris took it upon himself to go look up the tap drill size for this these holes. And so we're going to go to circle and select center diameter right here. And then bring your cursor back over to this intersection right here. All right. So we're going to click, drag it out some, and it's asking for the diameter of this. If you look down below, is a white menu bar, and it's asking what the diameter is. And I want to give you that. I have that written down. Hang on just 1 second. 0.1590 is the diameter of the hole. Enter. I hope yours looks like this. If you want to check it to make sure, you can, well, there's two things you could do. You could go up here to dimension and just actually not dimension. You want to go right next door to it where it says linear, arrow down, and select diameter, and then just click on that. We're not going to keep that, but that's the diameter we wanted, and that's perfect. Hit escape. Another way you could check this out is you can type in the word list, enter, click on the circle, enter, and it gives you some wonderful data. It gives you the radius, the circumference, the area. Well, you can take the radius and multiply it by 2, and that would, so list is a nice, Potter, list is a nice function that you can use to analyze a lot of different things on your drawing. So remember that, okay? Hit the escape button. Also, you can do a right click. Just do a right click. It should disappear. All right. Now we're going to draw another circle in the same using the same center. So it would be concentric circles. Go to circle, go to center diameter, and move your cursor over here to the intersection. Click, drag it out, and we are going to make this diameter 0.190. Enter. Now, Mr. Morris, what do these two circles mean? This is a good time to explain. This circle here is actually the tap drill size. This circle here is actually the major diameter of the thread after you've tapped the hole. Now, what we have to do is we have to take this outer hole right here, outer circle rather, and we have to change it to a hidden line, okay? So we're going to type in change, enter, click on this circle, enter, type in P for property, enter, and select line type right here, L type, enter, and type in the word hidden. Enter, enter again. Okay, I'm gonna do this again for those, if you're right here, just take a break for a second. I'm gonna type in the word change, enter, select the circle, enter, type P for property, enter, select line type. Now type in the word hidden, enter, enter again. But I want, now that's beautiful so far, but Mr. Morris wants to change the line type scale of this. So type in the command line type scale and enter. And right now we have a line type scale of 1. Make that 0.25, enter, and watch what happens to your hidden line. I hope you're doing well. Give me some sort of thumbs up or hand raise or something that you're with me. Okay, good. Very good. I'm very proud of you. All right, now, it doesn't mean I wouldn't be proud of you if you weren't with me, but I would have to help you catch up. Now what I want to do is I want to copy these two circles here. So you can type in copy, C-O-P-Y, or you can type in C-P. So type in copy this time. And also you can select it from the menu bar. Enter. Now watch. I'm going to click on this one and click on this one. And I'm going to enter. Now it's asking me for a base point right here. Specify a base point. Well, I can do this a variety of ways. I'm going to use this intersection right here as a base point. Click. And then I'm going to come here and look. I'm going to click on that intersection. I'm going to click on that intersection. And I'm going to click on that intersection right there. Enter. And there you go. Congratulations, you made the 4 holes. We no longer need these lines. We can just type in the letter E, enter. I'm going to teach you something new now. Type in the letter C, enter, and click and cross over these lines. Click, enter. One more time. If you were successful, just hang on to your hat for a minute. So I'm going to type in the letter E, enter. I'm going to type in the letter C for cross, enter, and I'm going to cross click. I did a click and I crossed over all these lines. Click, enter, and then erase those lines. I'm going to click on this line here, this line, and just hit the delete button. So I hope that your geometry now looks like this. Okay. So now what I want to do is I'd like to go ahead and put in the center marks here. So go up here on your menu bar and select annotate and come over here to where it says center mark. Click on the center mark. Zoom. You can actually zoom in if you want and zoom out with your scroll wheel as you do this. Click on the outer circles. I'm zooming in and out while I do this. Do a right click or hit escape a couple times, and you have the center marks now for those holes. It's a beautiful thing. All right, we're gonna work on some other parts now of this fly cutter. I want you to go back to, on your menu bar up here, go back to home. Okay. And on your menu bar, you will see under near modify, you'll see fillet. Well, arrow down and don't select fillet. Select chamfer. Select chamfer. Now, down here on this white menu bar below the geometry, it wants to know something about our chamfer. Type in the letter D for distance. Type in the letter D for distance. Enter. Then it says, what do you want the first chamfer distance to be? Type in, let's see, we're going to do it 0.125. Enter. What is your second distance you want to do it? Also 0.125. Enter. Now, it says select your first line. Select this line and select this line. Enter. Now you're still in that command. Come down and select this line and this line. Enter, escape. Now your geometry should look like this. So I hope you're doing well. What we're going to do now is we're going to put some fillets in here. you know, a fillet is internal rounded corner. All right, internal rounded corner. So we're going to go back up here to modify. This time, instead of do the chamfer, we're going to arrow down and select fillet. And down here, we can give a radius. So on our white menu bar here, type in R for radius. And it says specify your radius. We want the radius to be 0.125, which is going to round up to 0.13 when we do our dimensions. Enter. Now watch. Select this line and this line. Enter. Select this line, enter, hit escape. You're doing good. Now we need to clean up our chamfers and our fillet here. So we're going to get a line. We're going to get a line here. Mr. Morris is checking something here. When you go to line, I want you to click on this intersection right here. Click and come down and click on that intersection. Do a right click, enter. We're going to do the line, and we're going to click here and come down and select this point here. Enter. Did y'all get that? Here, I'll do it again. I did line. I clicked here, and I clicked here. Enter. Those are endpoints. One more time, watch. It's not so obvious, but there's an endpoint right there. I clicked right there, and I clicked right there. Enter. So I hope you see that. All right, so we still got things to do. In fact, before we can finish this view, we actually have to come over and create our right side and our left side view so that we can finish this one, because we have to use method of projection to finish this up. And I'll show you what I'm talking about pretty soon. Y'all doing okay? All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to home. Actually, we are at home. Come over here. We're going to go back to chamfer is what I meant to say. Go back to chamfer, because we have a chamfer. We have to chamfer this edge too. And what is a chamfer? Just a beveled edge. You're making a beveled edge to help with fitting two parts together or removing burrs, right? So we want to type in D for distance here, and this distance is 0.0625, enter. And the second distance is also, it will do it by default, but you could have a different value. You could have a different value, but then your chamfer would not be at a 45-degree angle, which is specifying here. So the second distance has to be 0.0625 also. Enter, click on this line, click on this line, enter, click on this line, click on this line, enter. And do a right click, enter. All right, we're making progress. Now what we want to do is go to the line function right here, and we want to draw a line from this point to this point. Right click, enter. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to use a method of orthographic projection to finish this view. Sorry, let me drink some water here for a minute. So what we're sorry, what we're going to do here is we're going to draw a line from this midpoint. Draw a line from this midpoint right here. It's a construction line. And come out a little bit like this. Click, right click, enter. I'm going to do that again. Sorry, I got all choked up there. Allergies are killing me. Something's killing me. I'm going to go to line, and I'm going to click on the midpoint. And I'm going to drag it out here. Left click, right click, enter. It didn't matter to me right now how long that line is. All right, we're going to go to circle and go to center diameter and click on the endpoint. We're going to drag out a circle. Now, we want to make sure we're in diameter mode, which that's why I'm going to hit the escape button and do this again, because I want to make sure we're in diameter mode. Circle, center diameter, click, drag it out, and type in the number 2. Right click. We don't want to repeat circle, so just hit escape. Now, we know that if you looked at the end of this shank right here, we know this has a diameter 2, and it has a diameter of 0.75. So I'm going to go to circle, center diameter, click on this endpoint, and I'm going to drag out 0.75. Enter. Okay. Mr. Morris, how do we show the chamfers in the left side view? One more time. How do we show the chamfers in the left side view? Well, there's 2 ways to do this. Watch carefully. I'm going to go to line, and I'm going to click right here. And I'm going to drag a line like it's a construction line. Click, right click, enter. Sorry. Go to line, and I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to extend my line, left click, right click, enter. All right. Now, what am I going to do with these lines? I'm going to trim them up right now. Trim here, 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 and here. Enter. Now, I want to go to circle. I'm going to show you something new here. I want you to go to circle 2 point. I want you to hover on this line to where it snaps to the midpoint. Click and hover down here until the midpoint shows up. Click. Okay, you hit the escape button if you want to, make sure. Now, we can erase, type in E, and you can erase this one, and you can erase this one. All right, now what we need to do is we also need to do the same thing for this chamfer. By the way, there's other ways to do this. In fact, I'll go ahead and show you the other way. You can go to circle 2 point. Now watch. You can come down here, click, and click. Now we can't leave that circle there. You hit your escape button. I use those points. Now I'm going to go to move, type in M for move. Select what it is you're going to move. I'm going to move this circle. Enter. I'm going to select the center point, click, and I'm going to come down here to this endpoint, and I'm going to click. Hey, y'all doing all right? Y'all doing better. Mr. Morris is today, that's for sure. I have to go to an ear, nose, and throat specialist here, so maybe they'll figure out what's going on with me. Pardon?
I have one too. Mine's this is probably not To go on Teams.
Yeah, we'll talk about it soon. Go ahead at this point. I would go ahead at this point and go to annotate. And I would go to center mark. And I would click on this outer edge of the circle. Okay. I'm gonna do a right click or hit the escape button. That put the center mark in. Okay. Now what I want to do is I'm going to draw another construction line. I'm still working with my left side view. This is important. Go back to home. Go back to home here. Select line. Now I want you to go to the center of this circle. It's going to snap to the center. Click, and I want you to drag a line straight up like this. Click, right click, enter. Doesn't matter how long it is. Doesn't matter. Now, as you can see in my left side view, I have a dimension of 0.69. On the right side view, by the way, the left side view is a mirror image of the right side view with the exception of the line types. You have to change your line types to agree. So this is a mirror image. So it's going to be the opposite of the right side view. So I'm going to type in offset here, enter, and I'm going to type in 0.38, enter, and look, I'm going to click on this line. I don't want to go this way. I want to go this way. Okay, because it's a mirror image of the right side. So go 0.38, move your cursor this way, click, enter. Now we're going to offset in the other direction 0.31. Remember, this is a mirror image of the other side. Click and indicate on this side. Indicate means what direction. Click, enter. Beautiful. Now what we want to do is we want to extend these lines down to this circle. So type in extend, watch, and click. Well, you know what? Hit your escape. I'm going to show you a better way. Extend would normally work, but because we intersect so many different circles, just click on your line and then click on this grip and just drag it straight down. Click, enter. You might have to hit the escape a couple times to get out of the mode. Click on this one. Click on this grip. Drag it down. Click, enter, escape. All right, now I'm happy. Now I'm happy. I'm going to go to trim. Let's trim some of this stuff up some. By the way, that's the center mark there. You don't need to trim that. That's the center mark. Enter. So we have to use method of projection in order to determine some of these other lines, actually. So let me show you how this is going to work. If you look over here in the shank, we have a flat spot that's milled on the round. It's a flat spot or surface. It's a flat surface. And if you look at it, it's 1.25 inches long. But we don't know what the height of it is. So I'm going to show you how to create that. Come over here, and where this line intersects this circle, there's two intersection points right here. There's two intersection points, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go right here, to line. And then look, we're going to snap to that intersection right there. Click and drag your line straight over this way. Click, right click, enter. We're going to do that again. Click here, drag it straight across, click, right click, enter. Y'all get that? All right. Now, if you got that, that's good. Now what we need to do is we need to offset this line right here, this one, 1.25 in this direction. Type in offset 1.25, enter, select this line, and come over this way, click, enter. Okay. Now we want to clean this up. Trim, like here, 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 here. But we also want to delete these lines. You can click on that, hit delete, click on that. There's several ways to delete stuff. Okay. Now what we want to do, this has to be rounded here. When you have a flat that intersects a rounded edge, this is not going to be square like that unless it comes all the way off. You're going to have to use the arc command. So go to arc, click on arc, click on 3-point. Now watch. I'm going to click here, here, and here. Right click, or just hit your escape, sorry. Hit your escape. Now I want to trim, look, right here, and right here. Right click, enter. That's exactly how I want it right there. Now, we do have a line. Look, we do have a line that comes from here to here, but it's going to be hidden. So type in change, select that line, enter, type in P for property, enter, type LT for line type, enter, and then type in the word hidden. Enter, enter again. Okay, that's what I want right there. Now I'm happy. So it looks like we're making a lot of progress on our front view. We're almost finished our front view, which is the most complex view of our drawing. Now what I'd like for you to do is I would like for you to go to line and come down here to this intersection right here, Click on this. And I want you to come all the way over like this. Click, enter. Do the same thing right here. Click, drag your line all the way over, click, enter. All right. Now we need to use trim and erase. So we're going to trim. You can just type in the word trim if you want. Here, 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 and here. Enter. Now, the rest of this, I want you to erase this, just click on it, hit delete, click on it and delete. Now come back down here, we want to trim, type in trim, look, we want to trim this line and we want to trim that line. Because that's actually milled on a rounded surface. Okay. All right. Enough of clearing my, it's driving me crazy. Okay, now what I want you to do is I would like for you, now watch carefully. We have to project back over this way. Isn't Inventor a wonderful tool? We would be done already, right, with Inventor? But you still have to know AutoCAD. Go to line, watch, go to line. Now watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna click right here, click. Drag my line over like this. Click, enter. Now watch, I'm gonna do it again. Look, line. I'm gonna zoom in and pan to get here. I'm gonna zoom out as I'm doing this. Look carefully. Don't snap to that inner, be careful, don't snap to that end point. Maybe you should back it up some. Click, right click, enter. All right. Now, what we can do, we can zoom in here now and we can do a copy CP and click on these two lines, enter. Now, watch, I'm going to click on this as my intersection and I'm going to copy those two lines. I'm going to come down here and snap to that intersection and then hit enter. I'll do it again. We'll do undo. Look, I did CP, enter, copy these two lines, enter, select right here, and then come down and select right there, enter. Now, the reason why we did that, because over here, we have those holes going through this member here. So we have to use our trim, and we're going to trim here, 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 here. You have to kind of, move in some and click right there. And we're going to trim here. We're going to trim here, here, here. I think that's looking good so far. Enter. Now we're going to just look. E, type in E, and look, we're going to click on the, we don't need these lines now. We don't need these lines now. Enter. You're all doing great. If you're all with me, you're doing wonderful. We're going to change these 4 lines now to hidden. So we're going to change, enter, select these 4 lines, enter, type in P for property, enter, select line type, and then type in hidden. Enter, enter. All right, good. Doing good here. By the way, the right side view is going to be so easy. We don't have to do all this work to get the right side. By the way, the good news is our front view is now complete. And we're, 85% done with the, maybe more like 90% done with the left side view. Now watch, I'm going to do a little trick here. We're going to do a copy. Select this line and this line, this line, and this line. I'm gonna zoom out. I selected the line, I'm zooming out, enter, and click right here, the center, click here, the center. Now I know it's not going to be where they need to be. Enter. Mr. Morris, what in the world have you done? Well, I'll show you. This is the next hole, this is the hole after that, and so forth. So I'm going to move. Watch. Type in M for move, enter. Select these 4 lines. Enter. Select this endpoint right here and move. Now watch. It's very important. You're going to type in PER for perpendicular now. Enter. And you're going to move this until you see the perpendicular symbol. Click. I'm going to do that again. Look. I'm going to type in M for move, enter. I'm going to select these 4 lines, enter. I'm going to select this endpoint. Then I'm going to type in the word or the prefix PER or perpendicular, enter, and you got to move this till you see the little perpendicular symbol appear. Click. All right. We're going to come down here. You can pan. We're going to move, type an M, click, 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 enter. We're going to click on this endpoint and we're going to move it to the perpendicular of that line. So type in PER, it will show up if you just hover over the center line. Click. Oh, we got one more to do. Move, type in M, enter. Select these 4 lines, enter. Select this endpoint right here, and then move over, type in perpendicular, enter, and you're going to hover over this line till the perpendicular symbol appears. Click. All right. Now I'm going to move this view here a little closer to this one. By the way, I don't need this line here anymore. So I'm going to type in M for move. I'm going to click, drag a window around this, click, enter, click on the center and just move it. Now, if you have F8 off, if you have F8 off, it can be a nightmare. Turn F8 on so it moves ortho. Click. Now, rather than spend all that time recreating the right side view, we know the right side view is a mirror image of the left side view with some modifications. Okay. By the way, we're not quite done with the left side view. This line here needs to be hidden. This one does, and so do these vertical lines here. So we're going to change this line and this line, enter, P for property, LT, enter, and we're going to type in hidden. Okay. There we go. I think we're good now on the left side view. Just double checking some things here. But we're making the AutoCAD drawing. We're not making the inventor drawing. So I think that looks good. Okay. That's the other scary part is you don't, when you do this with Inventor, you're least likely to, make a mistake. But with AutoCAD, it's very easy to make a mistake, isn't it? All right, now watch this cool tool here. Mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall. All right, so we're going to type in mirror, enter, and I want you to click about right click and drag a window around this. Click, enter. Now watch, I'm going to use this line as my mirror line. Click, click, enter. I'm going to do it again. By the way, you can also select right here on your menu. Type in mirror, enter, click, click, enter, select here, enter. Okay. So what we need to do now is we just need to change some of these lines over here, the line types. Everywhere you see a hidden line, if you compare this view to this one, if it's hidden over here, it needs to be solid over here. If it's solid over here, it needs to be hidden over here, except for the outer line. So this circle right here needs to be hidden. I'm going to show you another neat tool. Type in match property, MATCHPROP, enter. Now watch the beautiful thing here. Click here and click here. And these need to be hidden lines too. Isn't that neat? Enter. Because those circles are solid lines over here. They're solid lines. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're gonna change. We're not going to change the holes; they're still hidden. But the vertical lines here, we need to change to solid. So we're going to match property, enter. Now watch. Select here. Look here, here, and you might have to come down here and select. That's the center line anyway. I think that's it. Enter. Escape. Somebody double check behind me and please make sure that all my line types agree with what's indicated on the drawing that I gave to you. Appears to be correct from what I can tell. You have young eyes, so you can tell me. All right. What we also need to do, I don't like to do it here because we should put in our center marks, center lines here. The way you would do this is you would go to annotate and you would select center line. Now watch, if I click here, I got to click this line. Let's see how it looks. Well, that's okay. Like here, here, and here. You can do that. That looks fine. I thought it was just going to be too confusing. Come over here and do the same thing. Center line, click here, here. Center line, click here, here. Center line, here, here. Center line, click here, here. All right. One thing we haven't done, it's a little scary that we haven't done it yet. We better go up here, click on the the AutoCAD symbol here, and we're going to save as. You can put it in your documents, that's fine. You're gonna need to know where to find it though. What you need to type in here is we're going to type in fly cutter, all capital letters. All right, and save. Just remember where you saved it. I am going to put in a center line here. Click here and here. And I'm going to click here. That's a beautiful thing. If yours looks that good, you need to pat yourself on the back. That's good. I would hire you tomorrow to come work for me. If I if I was the CEO of a company. Does yours look like this? You do okay? Very good. I'm very proud of you. All right, we have to put some dimensions on this now. Before we get started, we're going to do this. And somebody help, whoever left the room, Steve or somebody, make sure you help them when they come back, please, because they're missing a very important part. Type in dim text, which stands for dimension text. Type in DIMTXT, enter. And what is the default text size? It's 0.18. I want to make it 0.125, enter. That takes care of one dimension variable. Now we're going to do another dimension variable. Type in DIM EX E, which stands for dimension extension extension, believe it or not. Dimension extension extension. Enter. Type in 0.125. Enter. DIM EXO, which is dimension extension offset. That's the gap. That's the gap between your extension line and your object line. Enter, make it 0.125. So we did DIM TXT. Oh, DIM ASZ is dimension arrow size. Enter. And we're going to make it 0.125. Enter. Okay. Now, here we're going to put in some dimension values here, okay? So up here on your menu bar where it says linear, drop down here and select diameter. Now, I'm going to show you something. Mr. Morris doesn't like 4 decimal places here. We only have 2. Mr. Morris, how do we change that? Well, what you're going to do is type in DDIM, DDIM, DDIM. One more time, DDIM, enter. Go to modify. Go to decimal, which is already as the default. Arrow down here and change it to 2. Select OK. Set current. Close. Now I'm going to erase this. And I'm going to go and put in the diameter again. This time it has 2 decimal places. Okay, so we have a linear dimension here. Go to linear. We have a linear dimension from here to here. Bring it down, looking beautiful. I'm going to save the chamfers for last. And Inventor, the chamfers are very easy. And AutoCAD is a little more cumbersome. Go to linear. Linear, we're going to click here and here. Drag it out right there. All right. Now look how that center line, you can click on that line and drag it back some if you wish. So it's not going over top of your number, your dimension. Okay, that's the center line. All right. We're going to go and put in some more dimensions. One here. Actually, if it's okay with you, I'm going to put it. So we have that gap. Remember that gap I told you about earlier? That distance from here to here is 0.125. The distance of the arrow from here to here is 0.125. The height of the text is 0.125. This distance from here to here is 0.125. So that's all those dimension variables we worked on earlier. Okay, we're going to go to linear. Click here. Now, what happened there is I did not select the right. I'm going to click on that and delete it. We'll try this again. There we go. This little radius here, come over here, arrow down and select radius. And click. Now, don't do that. I don't want to see this. Please don't do that. Just kind of move your arrow so you're touching there. All right. Now we're going to come down. I don't have to keep talking because I think at this point you can kind of watch what I'm doing. Now, if you want to put a angular dimension, come down here and click on angular and look, click here and click here. Now watch. Now look how I move my mouse. That says it all, right? Depends on which way you move your mouse. This is a better choice right here. It's usually best to not put your dimensions on your object. It's best not to put your dimensions on your object. Okay. I'm going to do linear here, here. All right, let's see how this is a problem, right? Now, if I hit F8, well, no, don't, here, hit escape, I'm sorry. Make sure ortho is on. Make sure, and you can see down the bottom, you hit F8, ortho off, ortho on. So I'm gonna click here. And this time I'm going to select. Now I like my gap there. Click. All right, now watch this. Click on the number or the dimension and you can hit F8 now. If you hit F8 as you're doing this, I'm going to do it again, right? I'm going to undo it, watch. See, if I click on this, it's very cumbersome trying to move that dimension. I can come out this way or it's very hard to move. If I hit F8, now look, I'm going to place that dimension text right there. Click. Enter. Okay, I'm going to do another one. Beautiful, right? I'm going to move this over a little bit because I'm getting kind of congested here. Type in M for move. And we're going to click and we're going to drag a window. By the way, if you miss something, after you click on your window, you can go back and individually select something you may have missed. Enter. I'm going to click on the center and I'm going to move it over just a little bit. By the way, my ortho is off. Hit F8 to make sure ortho is on. Now I have more room. I have more room. All right. Now we still got some more dimensions. So over here, we got a couple dimensions, right? Now, the same thing, if you click on the dimension, I can click on that and drag it over this side. Escape. Now, if you want to, it's kind of superfluous to mention anyway, because it's 0.69. We can do the difference, but we can just go ahead. I'm going to be a little bit different here than what we did, what I gave you. I'm going to click here, here, and I'm going to drag it down. I think that looks better. Escape. All right, it looks to me like we have to add the thread, 2 more dimensions, the chamfers, and the thread callout. And then I think we have it. By golly, I think we have it. So, all right. So what we're going to do, now watch. Type in the word leader. Leader. Has little arrows. You point to things, right? On your drawing. Enter. We're going to zoom in. Now watch. I want you to type in the word near. Near. Enter. And I want you to move your cursor and I want you to click right there. Now, look how it just moves what? Horizontal, vertical. If you hit F8 here, you can zoom in and out with your scroll wheel. Okay, it's at an angle, which is better. Leaders really should be at an angle. Click. Now watch, you got the little tail here. Look, that's going crazy. Hit F8 again. And we're going to click right there and then enter. That wants to enter the text. And we're going to type in 10 dash the minus sign, right? 32. 10 is the diameter, 32 threads per inch, unified national fine, UNF dash 2B. Now, the 10 is the diameter, 32 is threads per inch, unified national fine thread fine thread means you have more threads per inch than you do on coarse threads. And 2 means it's an internal hole. Well, actually 2 is the fit. 2 is the classification of fit. And B means it's a threaded internal hole. If that had the letter A, it would mean external threads. You know, it would not be in a hole. Hit enter and then enter again. There you go. So I hope you got that. I'm going to come over here and do this chamfer, and I'm going to do this chamfer. Type in leader, enter. I'm going to move this until I'm at the midpoint. Click. See, look. See, we don't want that, right? We can zoom out by rotating the scroll wheel here. And we hit F8. And we turn ortho off. Click. Now you want to turn ortho back on, see, because the tail there is going crazy. Hit F8. Click. Enter. And we're going to type in 0.125 times 45. Now watch. Percent D. What's that percent D? Is going to put the degree symbol. Watch. Enter. Enter again. See that? That percent D I typed in at the very end puts that degree symbol there. All right, moving right along. We also have to do this over here, but I'm getting kind of crowded over here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do a move, type in M, enter, and I want to move all of this. Now look how it missed my dimension here. Just click on it afterwards. Enter. I'm going to click on the center and move it over some. Click. Now, if you're afraid that maybe you didn't have ortho on, you can undo it and you can hit F8 and make sure at the bottom it says ortho on. Now I'm going to move this time. I'm going to do a cross. Type in C for cross, enter. Now watch. I'm crossing over stuff. I'm not windowing necessarily. Then it captures the what? The 2-inch diameter. Enter. Now is I can only move vertically or horizontally. There you go. So why did I do that? So I could do this. I'm going to type in leader, enter. Look, I'm coming here until I touch off on the midpoint. Click. What do we have to do? Hit the F8. Zoom out some. Look, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to split right down the middle because it looks better. Click here. Now there's that little tail. Hit the F8 to make that straight. Click, enter, and we're going to type in 0.06 space times 45% %D, enter, enter again. Yay. All right. Now, how we doing? Have we missed any dimensions or did we get them all? At this time, I think we're done with the lecture. What I'm going to do is leave this drawing up on the screen for you to see it so that you can finish any details you may have left off. I apologize for my voice today. It was very rough for you and for me, all right? But I can assure you, I think I'm getting better very slowly. This has been going on since December of last year. But Mr. Morris has some medical problems. But just keep me in your prayers. All right, so I think this is good. I'm going to save this file, save. And there you go. I'm going to stop my share. Say goodbye to all my online students. I hope you're doing well. And see you around campus maybe. Take care. Cut off my recording here.